Welcome and hello from Alex, with a story from r/TrueOffMyChest, where complex emotions arise when daughters develop feelings for their father's longtime friends, blurring the lines of family and friendship. Coming up next is a story from Fluid Razmataz 993. I found out my daughter is sleeping with my friend who she's known since she was 7. I, 43 female, have a daughter, 22 female, who I'll call Liv. My good friend who I'll call Adam, 42 male, has known my daughter since she was 7 years old. He would even babysit her for me and my husband Stephen, 46 male. My husband is as disgusted and outraged just as much as I am. I found out 3 weeks ago when my daughter hosted a party to celebrate her birthday. She said she wanted to do one day with her friends and then the next with her family. She even took it upon herself to invite Adam, which confused me cause I didn't give her his contact info. I noticed they were awfully close with each other and it even made me uncomfortable. The final straw was when I saw him caress the back of her shoulder, and then I confronted her in private about this. She said that her and Adam had been seeing each other for about 6 months now. I was extremely angry and reminded her that she has known this man since she was a child. Then she further went on to say she was an adult and could make her own decisions. I stormed out and I cussed out Adam for even thinking this was all right. He fired back saying that she was capable of deciding what she wants. My husband got into the argument, almost causing a fight to break out. My husband and I left feeling ashamed of what had happened. It's now been 3 weeks and my daughter is still refusing to speak to me. I will not forgive Adam because I feel as if I don't truly know how long they have been messing around. For all I know, she may have lied about the 6 months and they could have had this going on since she was underage. The thought of it makes my stomach turn because if it is true, why didn't I notice? Everything was fine before I found this out and my daughter was a very well-behaved child. I wouldn't have never imagined this. I feel as if I am a bad mother because what if there were signs she and him were involved while she was still a teenager? I do not know what to do and how to move forward from this. Opie's story is packed with intense emotions and challenging dynamics. Discovering her daughter's romantic involvement with a longtime family friend understandably leaves her feeling betrayed and hurt. Opie's reaction, filled with anger and shame, is understandable given the circumstances. As for whether Opie was justified in her reaction, it's a tough call. While her feelings are valid, it's essential for her to also consider her daughter's autonomy as an adult. Moving forward from such a distressing situation will require time, support, and open communication. Opie's story serves as a reminder of the complexities of family relationships and the importance of empathy and understanding. Coming up next is a story from Prize Sir. Found out that my husband sleeps with his ex-wife from time to prevent her from dating. I just want to lie down in a fetal position and cry. We have been married for 2 years, 2 happy years, until I stumbled upon an email from her that said that she didn't want to do this anymore because she wanted to find love and meet other men. He answered her that he loved her more than anything, even more than the children, they have 3, and that he would give her all the sex she wanted. Then he went on about how it was safer for her not to let in strangers into her home. She said that she was done. He asked her to marry him. She told him that she didn't want him back as a husband. He said he loved her. Now I know why he refuses to have shared custody with her and would rather pay $45,000 in child support instead, so she doesn't have time to date. I am so heartbroken. I feel like trash. Why is he doing this? Wow, that's a gut punch of a situation. 2 years of marriage shattered by this email. My heart aches for Opie. Here's the thing. This husband's actions are a tangled mess of misplaced control and something that feels an awful lot like manipulation. Keeping his ex-wife tethered to him through intimacy. Not cool. Using the kids as an excuse to deny her a normal life. Even worse. If Opie wants to salvage this marriage, there needs to be a brutal and honest conversation. Was their marriage happy? Is there any chance of rebuilding trust after this deception? Because right now, it feels like there's a foundation of sand under their whole relationship. Personally, I wouldn't blame Opie for walking away. She deserves a partner who respects and cherishes her, not someone who prioritizes an unhealthy attachment to their ex. Coming up next is a story from Automatic Ocean 1411. My husband cheated on me. Someone whose fiancé cheated let me know that his fiancé cheated with my husband. I moved out this weekend. Longtime reader on Reddit, but this is the first time I have posted. I was contacted by someone whose fiancé cheated on him with my husband. He showed me proof of it. He said he was telling me because his fiancée is pregnant and doesn't know who is the father yet. I retained legal representation and over the weekend I moved out. I told my husband that as far as I am concerned our marriage is over. We have been married for 25 years. I am 49 and my husband is 50. I am mainly posting here to say that I have never lived alone before. I lived with my parents until I went to university. Then I lived with roommates in university and afterwards until I married my husband. Living alone will be strange for me. Our daughter says she will visit me soon. She's turning 20 this year and wasn't living with us, which made moving out easier. It will be nice to have her visit, but in the meantime I must get used to living alone. That's what I needed to get off my chest. Thank you. Wow, 25 years is a long time to build a life with someone, only to have it crumble like that. Good on Opie for getting out. That kind of betrayal is a massive blow. It sounds like she has a strong support system with her daughter, which is crucial right now. Living alone for the first time at 49 is definitely an adjustment, but it can also be incredibly empowering. Imagine the peace and quiet, decorating exactly how she wants, and the freedom to do her own thing. This could be a chance for Opie to rediscover herself and what truly makes her happy. New hobbies, reconnecting with old friends, maybe even a fresh start romantically. The possibilities are endless. Sure, there will be lonely nights, but there will also be a newfound sense of independence and strength. Opie's got this. Coming up next is a story from Octopuscatarm, and if you like the video so far, don't forget to like the video. It only takes a second and helps me out a lot. A stranger told me how I changed her life years ago and they never forgot me. I was out tonight with some of my girlfriends at my local dive bar and this random lady came up to me. We will call her Kim. Kim gently took my hands and asked if I remembered her, but I jokingly said no, but I am sure my ditzy drunk ass must have upset her, and I am so sorry for whatever I did. Kim stared at me for a few seconds then said if I was, my name. Now I have a very unique name, so for someone to remember it after years or even one time, it's impressive to me but also worrying. Kim told me I did not at all upset her, but I helped and possibly saved her life and she never forgot me. I was taken back and asked what she meant by that. Kim started to slightly smile and told me how she came to this bar a few years back with some of her friends and then boyfriend. While they were out back having a smoke and I happened to be out there as well. I overheard the way her boyfriend was speaking to her and interjected myself. I introduced myself to Kim and asked if that was her boyfriend, and she nodded yes. I then turned to the guy and told him how rude and disgusting he was speaking to her and called out her friends for not speaking up. Kim said, at first she thought she was mad at me for humiliating her, but on their drive back home and her boyfriend yelling at her and punching the car roof about the way I spoke to him and how Kim didn't stand up for him, she started to think about how she thought the same thing I said earlier, but was gaslit the whole time that she was being dramatic. Kim stated how he was worse alone and her friends never were truly honest with her and allowed that treatment to happen. Kim said she finally had the strength to leave that relationship and friends behind and how she now helps strangers if she sees anything like that. Kim said she's been hoping to see me again because I was the only person willing to stand up for her even though I didn't know her at all, yet gave her the reassurance that she didn't deserve that kind of treatment. I started to tear up when she was telling me, because I've been horribly depressed and feel like a nuisance to people. Kim said without me interjecting like I did, she would still probably be with him and continue the verbal and physical abuse. I've inspired her to not sit back and watch if another woman needs help and take action. I told her I feel bad since I don't remember that specific incident since it's been years and I always call out abusive male behavior and also abusive women, but we aren't talking about that right now. And to me it was a small blip, but apparently to her it was life-changing and it really made me realize how important it is to continue to speak out instead of just watch. That's incredible. You never know the impact you can have on someone, even with a seemingly small gesture. Here's Opie feeling like a burden and down on herself. Then this woman walks in and completely flips the script. Amazing. Sounds like Opie has a real gift for recognizing unhealthy situations and calling them out. Good on her for using her voice. And who knows, maybe there have been other Kims out there over the years, all thanks to Opie's bravery. This story is a great reminder that even a single act of courage can leave a lasting positive ripple effect. It's easy to get discouraged and feel like your actions don't matter, but Opie is living proof that's not always the case. This encounter has to be a massive mood booster, a chance to see the good she puts out into the world. Coming up next is a story from Temporary Judgment 62. My boyfriend admitted that he thinks I am ugly. I don't know how to accept that. Our relationship is great except for sex. His libido is high, mine is not. We feel perfect for each other except for this. 2 weeks ago I found out he had lied to me and gone outside of our relationship to get off. I have deeply rooted body image issues and this knocked me off my axis. After 9 years, I trusted him completely and never saw this coming. We've been trying to work through it and heal together. He's fine, but I am so hurt. Last night, I just felt it all. I was crying next to him and asked why he had done this to me. I was if I was ugly to him. I expected him to deny it because he has a good heart. But he said nothing. I laid there and repeated how ugly I felt and he said nothing. He couldn't even fake deny it. I asked if he was still attracted to me and he couldn't answer. I am broken. I wish he had never met me. I wish he had continued to date girls his type. I wish he had never tried me on for size. I feel betrayed and disgusting. I know I am not gorgeous, but I thought I was just plain. I thought he loved that about me. I was wrong. This is just awful. 9 years together and to hear something like that. Opie must be devastated. Here's the thing, even if her boyfriend isn't attracted to her physically anymore, which isn't a guarantee, a decent partner wouldn't blurt that out, especially after finding out he cheated. Honesty is important, but there's such a thing as tact. His silence speaks volumes. It's dismissive and hurtful. If their sex life is lacking, there are ways to address that as a couple. Cheating and name-calling aren't the answer. Opie deserves so much better. Maybe some time apart would give them both some clarity. Is this a relationship worth salvaging, or is it time to prioritize her own well-being and self-worth? Because right now, her self-esteem is in tatters, and that's something she needs to rebuild, with or without this boyfriend. Coming up next is a story from Discombobulated-me. One of my worst nightmares came true. She's pregnant. When I found out that it was a girl, all I wanted was for her to be able to escape, to not end up like me. But here it is, she's pregnant at 19, and the father is in his 30s. She barely works, jumping from job to job and constantly changing her career plans. She's lived with him for quite some time. She's dependent. One of my worst nightmares, dependent stay-at-home mom at a very young age. I thought she was gonna escape that life. She watched me her whole life. I thought she learned. I thought my influence and honesty would be enough. But no. And now I have to pretend to be enthusiastically happy for her. I can't lose her. I love her like my own daughter. I am her aunt, and I want to be there to help. I am gonna love and spoil that baby absolutely rotten. And I am gonna do everything in my power to make sure they are always okay and supported. As long as I am around, she'll never be alone. I just wish she waited. This is a tough one. Opie must be feeling a roller coaster of emotions, fear, disappointment, maybe even anger, mixed with love and protectiveness for her niece. It's understandable that Opie would want her niece to avoid the path she took, but sometimes life throws curveballs, and teenagers will make decisions that worry us. The good news, Opie sounds incredibly supportive. Even though she might not agree with the situation, she's committed to being there for her niece and the baby. Maybe Opie can use her own experiences to guide her niece, not control her, offer advice without judgment, and be a safe space for her to vent or ask questions. This unplanned pregnancy might be scary, but with Opie's love and support, they can get through it together. And who knows, maybe Opie can even help her niece find a way to balance motherhood with her own dreams and aspirations. It won't be easy, but with a strong support system, anything is possible. That wraps up r/TrueOffMyChest. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to visit my Spotify channel, link is in the description, so you can listen to the best Reddit story while being outside, and remember to hit that subscribe button.